Yep, I think we are live. Hi guys, how is everyone doing? Wait. Oh shit, wait. Oh god. This is the problem with going live alone. I always do something that I shouldn't have done. Hi everyone. I don't think anyone has joined. Cool. Hi guys, how is everyone doing? I'm so bad at streaming alone because I'm bad at multitasking. So I just got confused because I did not know how we go live. I don't know. I've almost forgotten how we go live. But anyways, hi everyone. How is everyone doing? Uh, I am going to stream alone today. And for those of you here, okay, Ayush is here. Hi Ayush. How are you? So today I'll be discussing these two weird books. Not weird in a way, but there were quite a few books that I read this year that were not something I would have read otherwise. So yeah, I picked up a few books that were out of जो मैं normally pick up नहीं करती हूँ, and one of them, two of them were cookbooks. And I know it sounds weird, but not necessarily cookbooks, but like recipes, spices, and everything. So I'll be picking up them. But before all of you, oh yeah, Aman is here. Amir is here. Hi, Amir. Hi, Aman. How are you guys? Uh, so I'll be streaming alone today. I hope you guys don't miss Vaibhav or anyone else. And I don't know, initially I was trying to go live by some other, using some other process, and that did not work out well for me at all. And then I almost forgot Zoom pe live kaise jate hai, and I was like, shit. But yeah, in any case, and guys, for those of you who've just joined, हमने अभी अभी अपना पहला वीडियो ऐसे निकाला. It's on Brad Pitt, his biggest problem. Brad Pitt की सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत क्या हो सकती है? But yeah, and Hindol, Aditya, Vaibhav, sort of all have worked really hard on it. So do watch it and do share your ideas and feedback as well on it, because I know people have really worked very hard. But yeah, I there's a comment. Ayush, I see a cat in the bed. Checked your Instagram today. Cool cat. Oh yeah, hi Ayush. Yeah, so this is a cat of friend, and I just threw a book. I'm so sorry. Oh, oops. So yeah, a friend of mine gifted it to me. You gifted to me, Ayush. And yeah, it's interesting how cat accessories just end up being gifted to me. So hi Vaibhav, Vaibhav is here. But yeah, God, I'm really syncing this live stream. Am I not? But yeah, so there's a video essay जो अभी अभी निकला. I think it got live like a few minutes ago, if not more. And the entire team has worked so hard. Brad Pitt की सबसे बड़ी problem discuss की. I'll just share my screen actually, and I will take you guys to it. Okay, this is so. I have so many tabs open. Shit. I am trying my best not to go like Weber goes, Mama, but oh shit. Yeah, there are so many tabs open. So yeah, this I was just watching it. I was in the middle of, I don't know if you can, yeah. So we just so I was in the middle of watching it as well. Let me know if you can hear it. Just yeah, I'm also watching myself. I read the comments sometimes. But yeah, let me know if you can hear the. Oh God. So yeah, we just launched this thing, and it's like so cool. I am so satisfied with the video, even though मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, but I feel this sense of accomplishment as if I don't know, while all of them were preparing. So there were these. We would have these Zoom meetings about the stream, and everyone would be pitching their ideas. And because I know so much about movies, I would just be there like, oh, yeah, that movie as well. I just got my movie recommendations while preparing. No, I didn't prepare for this stream, but while I don't know, while being a part of the team that was preparing the stream. But yeah, oh, there are so many comments. Hi Jibin, how are you? Hi Satya. There was Christmas special. Yeah, see, I wore a red sweater and there's not a tree, but sort of a leaf branch, and there are lights here. But yeah. So, oh, Sai has already seen the stream. Last one was awesome. Good looks, good looks, good looks. Yeah. So, you guys must watch it if you haven't already. And I will just give me a second. I'll just sort this out. So I get really confused when I stream alone because usually when you're streaming with someone else, there is always, and because on Thursdays we usually have Vaibhav, so there's always someone to speak. And I can just do anything and focus on one thing. And because I'm really bad at multitasking, I get so confused. It's almost become a rant, right? Oh, speaking of rants, but yeah, I'll go somewhere else first. So there are these two books. I experimented a lot this year when it came to books. I think I've so usually I stick to what I prefer reading, and I did not read a lot of books this year. But yeah, mostly because usually I just read what I love, and usually it's, I don't know, fiction, historical fiction, or classics. This year, however, I picked up a quite like बहुत सारी नई types की books. That was poorly put. Um, it's weird streaming right now because I'm just looking at my face and it's making me so nervous. But yeah, I also wanted to start cooking this year because my mother taunts me a lot about it. So I went ahead and did what I can do best. I bought books on cooking. So there were these two books. One is The Flavor of Spice, and the other is Tiffin by Rukmini Srinivas. Let me know if you guys can see it. Um, can you see the, shall I flip the phone or do you want me to, I don't know, just let me know, I'll flip the screen or whatever. Good, Rush Rider is already saying good night, okay, I'm clear. Last, okay, Shresht, Vaani reaction channel. Yeah, I would love that. The videos is really cool and all should do more like this. I know, right? I was, yeah. So this is it. I'm not going to do the entire book, Tiffin. This is the book that I had actually spoken about. I'll be picking up, I think, the prologue or the first chapter. So this is a very interesting book because, or maybe I should start with the other book because we're not going to discuss that. This is The Flavor of Spice, and it is by Mariam H. Reshi. I really hope this is the correct pronunciation. So in this book, usually our spices, I take proper notes, okay? There are like proper stick notes and etc. etc. So there are so there are three main types of spices that we have. The first one is the big four, which are your most basic spices, which is cumin, chili, turmeric, and coriander. Cumin, if I'm not wrong, is jeera, and coriander is dhania. And turmeric is haldi, chili is mirchi. So these are the four basic spices. And इसमें recipes come, but spices के बारे में ज़्यादा बताया हुआ है. And the second section is the aromatics, which actually enhance the flavor or the smell of the food. And then you have seed spices, which I don't know what they do. I haven't reached there yet. But this is a pretty cool book if you want to read about the theory of spices. And yeah, I'll just flip the screen. Give me a second. Yeah, if you just want to read about the theory of spices, where they come from, the history, the struggle, etc. So they say chilies. Now, I was really surprised because chilies don't actually come from India; they come from Mexico, and I was like, but yeah, they come from Mexico. They were invented in Mexico in 5000 BCE. And okay, yeah. And Portuguese actually brought it to India. So this is a very interesting book if you want to get your history right about spices. And now that it is a great addition to my library personally, but if I look back, I just don't understand why I bought it anyway. Like, why would I need to do the history? Um, Aman says, did you read What is Existentialism, the one with the cool cover? Oh, dude, no. I bought a lot of, I think I bought five. So Penguin took out this, I don't know, white class, something like that, series, just may about, yeah, 50 to 55 books, n number of books. And I bought five of those books because mere paas itne paise the. And I am currently reading, what's her name? Ain't I a Woman by Sojourner Truth. So there's a funny story there as well. So we had elocution in class 10th. It's so weird talking to myself, staring at my screen. Sorry. I will remind all of you until I get used to it. But yeah, there was this elocution that used to take place in our school, and I gave one of her speeches, which says, it's about feminism, and she says, what I learned after reading that book is that it's possibly I gave the wrong speech, which so when she gave the speech, उसके बाद बहुत सारी translations, transcripts आए, जो obviously media ने नमक मिर्च लगा के excess बना दिया. And I probably gave one of the speeches जिसमें नमक मिर्च लगा के बोला था. And I was so disappointed because my 14-year-old self did not do research well. But yeah, the speech has this line, where did God come? Where did Jesus come from? From God and a woman. Man had nothing to do with it. And I remember being so influenced by that line in class 10th. I was like, sure as hell I'm going to win, but I only came third. And yeah, so I'm reading that book. It's about Sojourner Truth and the speeches she gave. So yeah. Uh, whew, please repeat the name. Please repeat the name of what? Prutha Eco-Friendly. Please, what the name of this book? This is The Flavor of Spice, Journeys, Recipes and Stories by Mariam H. Reshi, if I'm not wrong. Okay. Yeah, no, you're actually wrong, Sai. The world's second spiciest chili is available in India. The spiciest is still in where I've underlined it somewhere. No, I don't. I think the spiciest is somewhere bahar, and then you have it in India. The second spiciest, जो roadies के हर event में खिलाते थे. Okay, wait. I have some notes here. I don't know what they're about. Just give me a minute. I'll find the spiciest chili for you. I could even Google it, but yeah. I could even Google it. But I still want to find where else. Is it beautiful to look at? Just give me a second. Nope, can't find it, but I'm pretty certain it's not, the spices chili is not in India. Because I remember being surprised. I'm so bad at it, no. Here, it's kind of funny because this is how I make notes. Yeah, even for the recipes, I make like proper notes. A type of onion, etc., etc. I just threw my bookmark, but yeah. Currently reading Tony Joseph's Early Indians. Nice. Do I read O. Henry? Yes, I read a lot of O. Henry short stories. I haven't read any of his novels. But let me know, guys, if you have any cookbooks at home that you think are very interesting, because I don't know why I thought I would be good at cooking, because every time I've tried to cook, I've just burnt my hands. So I still have scars of oil. There was this one time when, so I live away from home, right? But I have a cook here who cooks for everyone. And therefore, I never had to cook. But जब lockdown हुआ, and he couldn't come, and जहाँ पर वो रहते थे वहाँ पे curfew हो गया. So we had to cook ourselves, by ourselves. And I did this brilliant thing, and everyone is going to judge me now, but I'll say it out again anyway, because my mother tells this to everybody anyway. So I was cooking something, and oil was garam ho raha tha, and I did not know that pan was uska center of gravity hila hua tha, so it kept on falling off. And oil garam ho gaya and it fell off, and the oil went up in the air, and I tried to catch the oil because I did not want the floor to get dirty because we would have to clean it anyway. And so I caught the oil with my hand because I'm so smart. And yeah, that happened. So I don't know, guys. I think we should start. 34 people are watching. Now is a good time to actually, without troubling all of you, it's actually a good time to advertise about the latest video essay that we have posted today. It's about Brad Pitt and our problem with him, Hindol's problem with him. If you remember Hindol, he is the guy behind our movie quizzes. But yeah, it's pretty cool though. I mean, I'm inspired. I want to make something like that. But I'm really bad at ranting. I start from point A and I reach point Z, which is not even required. So I'll just start with Tiffin. Now, the thing about Tiffin is, so when I decided कि मुझे cooking आनी चाहिए, because I was like, it's so fancy. I, uh, I I ordered books so that I can learn, because of course you should know why you're putting in something, right? It's not just like दो चम्मच नमक. But why दो चम्मच नमक? नमक के स्वाद अनुसार. Why only दो चम्मच whatever? And so I ordered a lot of things, and Tiffin was one of them. Now, this author, Rukmini Srinivas, she's a very interesting woman. She talks about this Tiffin jo hame bachpan mein milta tha. So I don't know, does any of you still go to school? I don't know. Tiffin leke jate hai jo apne sath. Imagine, Jibin is like imagining Vaani catching hot oil. Dude, it's pretty painful. Like, I still have those marks, just one mark left. Or maybe I can't see the rest. But yeah, it wasn't fun. uh, sigh. Yeah. So this is a sort of memoir, and people who know me know that I am a sucker for memoirs. I मुझे पिछले साल ही पता चला it's memoir. Otherwise, I used to go like memoir. But yeah, someone really very rudely pointed it out for me. So this is Tiffin. It's by Rukmini Srinivas. And she talks about the time when she was growing up. She's a pretty old woman, dude. I'll show you her picture. Okay. Just give me a second. I'm so bad at it. Okay. This is that woman, Miss Rukmini. And yeah, so she's kafi, like, she's not old, but she's like aged, if I may say so. एक तो आजकल पता नहीं चलता है लोग किस चीज से offend हो जाएंगे, and I don't know, I don't want to offend anyone, but yeah. So this is she had two daughters and दोनों बाहर पढ़ रही थी, and that was a time when they couldn't email, I guess, or couldn't. So it was just like letters पे लिखा जाता था उस time पे when they were out studying, and she would send them recipes because बाहर Indian खाना इतने आराम से मिलता नहीं था. And so she made this book where she talks about the tiffin जो उनके घर में बनता था. So everyone says कि, like, what even is there in vegetarian section? There's nothing. And this is a book which has memories of her growing up. And वो अपने टिफिन में क्या लेके जाती थी. And yeah, I mean, इस book की वजह से I was like, Mama, I need a steel का tiffin box, nothing else. But she was like, where will you take it? And I was like, point. Okay, Mr. Pink is here. Hello, Mr. Pink. How are you? So I really want to know what your real name is. Mr. Pink is, I don't know. It reminds me of Pink Panther, but I don't know. Yeah, I really want to know what's in your DP. I don't know. Cooking is so relaxing as to still carry tiffin box to office. Sai Gupta. You know, my cook packs me the tiffin box, but it's not really good. My mother cooks really well, and so do my grandmothers, of course. My father's pretty decent too. I suck at it. The only thing that I've mastered Maggie though, the right amount of water and the perfect amount of, I don't know, cooked noodles. I don't know. Everyone laughs at me when I say that, but it's a fact. Okay, cool. Without wasting time, I'll just start with tiffin. So I'll just read what's given here. I tried to find the book online, but I couldn't. But in any case, before we end this stream, and because it's holiday season and it's a spirit of warmth and love, I really wanted to share something that's related to food because I was trying to recommend it to everyone, but I wasn't certain if people would actually like it when I recommend it. So that will be a waste of 1 week for everyone. So I'm here. So tiffin derived from tiffing, a historical British term for small meals or snacks to accompany a drink, is a staple meal in most Indian households. A popular television chef on the local Allington cable network, Rukmani Srinivas or Rukka, regularly whips up mouth-watering delicious tiffin for her viewers with an ease and prowess befitting a seasoned epicure. Okay. In this delightful memoir come cookbook, Rukka shares the memories and recipes of delectable food that she has cooked and eaten over many decades. Having traveled extensively from Pune, Madras, and Delhi to Berkeley, Stanford, and Boston, she realized at a very young age the indispensability of authentic home cooked food. She records here her emotional and deeply personal bond with food, from Chittappa's masala vadai and Appa's vegetable cutlet to Bondas on Marina Beach. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing the name of any dish incorrectly. I'm not a foodie, but I love reading about food anyway. And my mouth is watering now. Uh, yep. Narayana's bhaji and Amma's Mysore pak. Alongside, she shares stories from her childhood in British Pune of making vegetable cutlets with a Victorian meat grinder college days in the Madras of a newly independent India, cooking for author R.K. Narayan and her travels around the world with her husband, the renowned social anthropologist M.N. Srinivas. Like the traditional metal tiffin box, which has found its way into modern food, Ruka's pure vegetarian recipes are an interesting amalgamation of old school cooking techniques with innovative twists, including charming anecdotes and over 100 easy to follow delicious recipes, accompanied by evocative photographs. Tiffin is a richly satisfying feast for all those who believe in food, family, and friendships. So, okay. No, my mother cooks and packs my tiffin box. Every mother out in this world is a great cook, as per my point of view. I don't know if I agree to that. But yeah, some people cook really well. Yeah. Mm. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, like what. So a big problem for me is that I love North Indian food. Sorry if I'm offending anyone now. I really like North Indian food, especially the food that, I mean, especially home cooked meals. I'm a sucker for home cooked meals. I cannot eat outside at all. Like, so we have this thing on every Friday in my office where we get food. So the company sponsors your food and they get you things from outside. So sometimes it's, I don't know, it's the randomest thing on planet Earth, but I don't know. Everyone waits for it like, oh God. And I just don't know. I just like my food. And I think the biggest problem for me after the fact that half of my books are here, half of my books are elsewhere, half of my books are packed. And I like everything to be in one place. I like my things to be proper. And that's my first problem with staying away from home. And the second problem is food. I love home cooked meals. I don't know why, but yeah. So, I mean, let me know what are your preferences? What are your favorite meals? Because I don't know. I'll tell you what meals she's discussed here. Although when I kuch try nahi kiya. I don't know why I thought I'll buy it, and I even bought a few masalas, spices, and I never did anything. So yeah. Oh, Jibin has commented. I loved my mother's cooking more after I joined college and forced to eat at canteens and hostel mess. I liked it anyway before I joined college. That's the only good thing about me. I loved food. I mean, not like yeah, I'm not a foodie, but I love home cooked meals. I always used to think North Indian food is the best after staying in North India for 10 years. Now I miss South Indian food. Mm, I know. This is this funny tale. So I spent quite I think I was in Kulu Manali for as much as 7 to 8 years. And there's this thing वहाँ पे जो मिलती है Sidus. Now, Siddu is this sort of a, I don't know what it is actually. It's a bread sort of thing, but with filling. So imagine a croissant, but with filling that's namkeen. And but it's not like baked. It's steamed. So imagine it to be soft. Just say bhaturu. Okay, now there's a different definition of bhature everywhere. But yeah, just Google it online. So when we were in Kulu, my mother so my brother and I would beg for her to take us to a certain Miyaji, which was near our school, and Miyaji had the best Siddhus ever. So if any Kuluwala people are watching it, please validate my answer. So my brother and I would die to go there, and my mother was like, you know what, usme maida hota, it's very unhealthy. So I'm going to try and cook this for you, and she did, and none of us like it, and we've been lying to her for I don't know 2005, 2020, 15 years now about it being good. And she cooks it at least once a year. And yes, Shresht is here, Miyaji Ope. Yes, I know. So there were these momos and siddhus that we would go there, but yeah. I'm not proud of everything that my mother cooks, but yeah, she experiments a lot. So if you go to Kulu, go to Miyaji. I don't know if he still is there, but if you go to Kulu Manali, and please go and try Siddhus of Miyaji. I don't even remember how momos were, but yeah. Hey Shresh, is he still there in Kulu though? Shresh is in the comments, he's from Kulu. But yeah. Hey, I really like the work you guys all do. Just wanted to ask how I motivate myself to read more books. Hi, El Nico. I think just set a timer every day. Like, make up your mind to read at least 30 minutes every day. Start with 15 minutes, but be sure you pick up. And this power of compounding will like pay results in surely. So for example, when we started this year, Thursday, I think it was in April when I started doing Thursday live streams, and we would pick up a short story every week. So it's been close to like, I don't know, every week as well. It's been close to what? I don't know, at least 30 short stories for me this year, which isn't a lot, but if you just count the Thursdays. So I'm pretty certain you can start reading short stories, and then you'll pick up speed slowly and eventually, and that'll be great. Manjeet just watched video essay. Hindol, I think, has some personal problem with Pitt. I mean, I think he's the one who needs to look beyond his looks and see his great performance. Oh, you know what? Like the video essay, like everyone has worked really hard. And I think it's not his problem, but in general, Brad Pitt's problem. So, yeah. So Hindol has taken this beautiful thing how sometimes we get so exhausted by just looking at Brad Pitt and his beauty that we forget to look at his performance as well. So every time you see a Brad Pitt film, you have to watch it twice because one, for the first time, you're really distracted by him, and then the second time, you actually get the plot. Um, Sai, I haven't read the book, The Outliers. I really want to read it. I can't get my hands on it as well, even though I could order it on Amazon. But yeah, मेरा बहुत ज़्यादा like this entire book rack. This is all I have to read for next year because I haven't read anything from here, and I'm just collecting books. Uh, Mr. Pink, with my experience of going to Himachal during these 10 years, I saw how eateries changed from local heavy North Indian stuff to now even serving South Indian thali. That's true. Street food of Kolkata and Bengali sweets are unbeatable. Really miss them. I've never been to the East, and I really, really want to go. I'm dying to go there. But I will start with the introduction, and then you guys can decide if you want to pick it up. It's actually very interesting because she's covered. Oh God. Just give me a second. I was getting a call. I'm so sorry. Okay. But yeah, this is the introduction. And so the funny thing, not the funny, but the interesting thing about the book is that she's covered almost every bit of India. So you have North India, you have Gujarat, you have Madras, you have, I don't know, East India, and she's even gone beyond Happy Hour at Stanford University. She's tried to cover every place in India and some across India. So this is the Tiffin ka dabba that she's specified. Now she's pretty old, and of course she was. I think I'm trying to figure out when she was born, etc. So yeah, she was born. I think sometime around when India got independent, sometime around that, and therefore, when she grew up, her family did not have a lot of money. And she talks about how this tiffin, I have written down, a rectangular metal box, 10 inches cross 5 inches cross 2 inches. That is what she would take for her school every day. Okay, yeah. When I was in school between 1932 and 1946, she went to school then. So he's pretty old, dude. So I'll start here. Okay. Eateries such as these, with their own somewhere in. Let's start from here. In an age when office canteens, eating out joints, takeaways, and tuck shops were not as common as they are now, tiffin tended to be made more at home than outside. My mother, whom I lovingly called Amma, spent much time and thought in the preparation of the everyday tiffin for me and my 7 sisters. 7 sisters. There were 8 sisters in all. Okay. The reason why I really liked reading this book was also because I live away from home. I think I was reminded of how I grew up, and my mother would pack the tiffin for me and my brother. And I don't know, it's just super intimate. This was a proper nostalgic journey for me. When I was in school between 1932 and 1946, I would leave home by 8 a.m., which was too early for me to have a proper breakfast. I could barely down the banana milkshake Appa made for me. Frequently, the sandwich packed by Amma for the 11 o'clock break would be untouched till lunchtime. Playing or chatting with friends left no time for the snack. Opening my lunchbox, she would be distressed to find that I had eaten only a portion of what she had packed. Little wonder that I was hungry on my return from school around 4:30 in the evening. The tiffin that Amma made, usually one savory and one sweet, would be a full meal for me. And every day it was a delicious surprise. My sisters and I had our own lunch, dabba, a rectangular metal box 10 inches cross 5 cross 2 inches, which would be washed and reused every day. More elaborate meals would be packed into a stack of such containers made of brass or stainless steel. I make notes everywhere. I don't know what is the need to make a they're like everywhere. So I'm just Amma was not only a very good cook, she was innovative and ingenious and reconstructed recipes of foods she may have tasted years ago. Hers was a simple kitchen with equipment that consisted of true primer stoves that burned with kerosene oil, two medium-sized stone mortars and pestles for grinding wet and dry fresh curry powders, etc., etc. So this was what was in the kitchen: kerosene oil stove, medium-sized stone mortars and pestles, bronze cooking utensils, one large stone grinder, stone quern, wokes of different sizes. Yep, a couple of wokes of different sizes, wrought iron griddlers, and soapstone pots, or Chalchitra. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. But yeah, after we were married, my husband Jamu, and I traveled every May to Delhi, from Delhi to spend a few weeks with my parents in Tanjore and with his family in Mysore. Lunch was served during the early forenoon in both homes, and tiffin with filter coffee or tea was served in the afternoon. The time for tiffin was elastic and stretched for a few leisurely hours between 3 and 6 o'clock, either in the garden in my parents' home in Tanjore or in the wide veranda skirting the front and sides of Chamu's mother's home in Mysore. In later years, tiffin assumed an even more important role in my family when both my daughters, Lakshmi and Tulsi, she even like given their pictures. These are her daughters, Lakshmi and Tulsi. Yep. And When they left home for studies abroad, student life is tough everywhere, and more so away from the support systems one is used to at home. Even for the most adaptable among us, in alien surroundings, eating food that is familiar is comforting. And so letters, phone calls, and later emails invariably had requests for simple, easy to make recipes for food that would stay fresh for a few days in the refrigerator. My daughters had no time for elaborate cooking or four-course lunches and dinners, along with some traditional recipes for the food. I cooked for lunch and dinner. I sent my daughters many recipes for food that could be translated into easy to make healthy snacks. So there's this funny thing. I don't know. Okay, there are. Okay, have ouch. Okay, yeah. So there's this funny thing that I also do. So every time someone is coming from home, I ask my mother to pack me a lot of things. So there's this kachori that we make in Mandi. So what I've seen around India is kachori, which is like approximately, I don't know, not huge, about my palm's size. And then the kachoris in Mandi are like full blown, like huge circles, and they're like really tasty. So she packs all those for me, and yeah, and I store food in my freezer for that. So I don't know. Do you guys do the same? So, what is this one thing that you always ask your parents to pack for you? Um, when for those of you who stay away from home. So I don't know. I think it'll be. I've noticed in my office the people who stay at home and get their mothers are there to cook them food don't really appreciate it. And I'm the one who usually goes like, "Oh, I love it. Can I have it, please?" But yeah, does anyone of you know anyone who has taken English as an optional subject in UPSC? Syllabus looks interesting from Shakespeare to James Joyce, Jane Austen, Virginia Woolf, and many more interesting authors, Mr. Pink. Yeah, are you preparing for UPSC, Mr. Pink? Yeah, Vani, don't you read political books also? Mohit? I kind of, I try to, I just don't discuss them publicly. Jada aloo you do know what? I haven't had paranthas in such a long time, ghar ke paranthas, because my cook's paranthas don't even like, they're very hard. uh, Bhindi ki sabzi and parantha methi ka. I did not know methi ke paranthe hote hain, dude. Bhindi ka sabzi, yes. Banana chips. I don't know how. This is interesting. Banana chips. I don't know. I mean, I've only eaten ready-made banana chips. Mr. Pink, yes. So, are you going to take optional subject? Are you going to opt for English as your optional subject? Question mark. Have you read Shakespeare's The Tempest? Because when I was in school, I didn't like it, but now I'm suddenly enjoying it. Wow. Tepla, Sukri, Ghevar, Undiyu, Sabudana Khichdi are some of the dishes got home from home during hostel life. Ah, interesting. I like the meaty wala south. The reason why I tried learning was because I love bhindi. I can only make round rotis after burning the first five. Then I like go on a roll and I make proper round rotis. But yeah, I only tried my hands at cooking because my cook couldn't make bhindi right. वो बहुत ज़्यादा तेल में तैरती थी. That's when I tried, and I don't know. It wasn't a good experience. I'm really bad at cooking. Methi cut parantha try karo. Sure. Mr. Pink, no way. Because what are your optional subjects, Mr. Pink? Meanwhile, I'll just. So, I don't know if I should actually recommend it in an episode because the book is काफी interesting because she talks about all these things, and when you read it, so just like she said here, I'm still waiting for your answers. Though. So just like she said it here, she would send recipes to her kids. And my mother sends me some recipes as well, which I never use. I make lists. I have a list and notes of those recipes, but I never make them. So there's this mobile canteen on Madras Marina where she went to college. It's also an interesting passage. Okay. Manjeet, have you read Perks of Being a Wallflower? Yes, I have. Maybe know where you're from. Okay. I am from Himachal only. I was born in Mandi. I was brought up. I lived a lot of my life. I spent a lot of my uh, impressionable years in Kulu, and I went to college and did computer science engineering. Yep. We have a family cookbook, notebook actually. So that's interesting. Purita, what do you like to cook? You seem like fond of cooking and stuff. This is very, the only thing I don't like about live streams is when you're alone, you have to wait for the answer. And you can only see yourself in the screen here, and then the comments. And then if the comments come slowly, you just spend your time overthinking in your head that is it even boring? Is it going well? And this whole existential crisis until a comment comes is really dreadful. So, yeah. The question I asked wasn't answered, but there's another question by have you read Das book Zarathustra? I started reading it and then I left in between. So I haven't read it exactly. Kerala. Babu, what was that answer to? But so I'll just start reading it here. The mobile canteen on the Madras Marina is once I had settled down in my college, I started bonding with the 9 other girls in the large dormitory. Oh, guys, so I'm pretty certain. How many of you actually went to hostels? Okay, you know what? Like, let's just discuss hostel life and I don't know, life in general. So, how many of you actually went to hostels? So there's this dormitory where she's living with 9 other girls, and she learned that all except one came from small towns near Madras. Sushma from Thrissur in Kerala, and I were the only two from outside Madras Presidency, now Tamil Nadu. None of them had heard of Pune. 4 of the other girls. So she takes you through food with all her, I don't know, stories. And this is so interesting. It's just like, your grandmother telling you um, of how she was sent to Jammu to study. So my grandmother studied in Jammu, and she would tell me stories of her studying in Jammu, her friends being there, and I don't know, getting recipes from all of them. And this book just felt the same. Okay, Sai. I thought you were live. No, dude, I am still here. Do I listen to audiobooks? Yes, I mean I try listening to audiobooks, but I mostly end up listening to podcasts. And no, I do a lot of things other than reading as well, which is I think they're interesting. Mm, I can cook Gujarati, Rajasthani, North Indian, and somewhat South Indian as well. Wow, that's so interesting. I can cook Maggie. I do. I'm second year student was in hostel and then Corona happened. Oh yes, Ravikant Taneja. I don't know. Hostel life is really important. So my my brother just went to hostel. I think 2 weeks ago. His school finally opened and he went to. So he's now living a hostel life. And he was like, the moment I remember, because both of us are introverts, I'm still way better than he is. And we were in the car, we were sitting teacher, and we walked into the school, and there were students. And he's a 16-year-old, right? And he, I just curse for a second here. And we were sitting in the car, and I just looked at the kids. Divam looked out of the window. He saw the kids as well, and he goes, and he was quiet for the next 2 hours because he was scarred already. But then he's not allowed to call us at all. He gets to call us only 15 minutes once a week on Saturday, and now he's pretty happy. And I was supposed to meet him on Sunday, and he asked me to get him 10 packets of Maggie and bread and Nutella. That's it. So yeah, I don't know. That's how I realized how important Maggie is in life. And it's nice. I stayed in hostel and as PG for 7 years during graduation and post graduation. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Some of my hostel life till today, my friends call me son of hostel, Sunny Surya. What does that mean? Karan Pandita, same Ravikant, same. Oh, it's interesting to know. Are you guys missing hostel, or do you prefer staying at home? Because I know I really want to work from home, not because I don't like work, but I because I miss home. I really want to stay home and eat and not pay for most of my rent. um I love hostel. And okay, uh, no, I haven't counted how many books I just think it's bad to keep a count. That's a very strict. It is. Maggie was a survival food for us, dude. I fortunately went to a place where food was very good, especially in the hostel. PG food has always been a nightmare, but the hostel food was really good. Weber and I went to the same college, so I don't know. Now it'll become a JP stream. So we went to JUIT Aknaghat, which is a beautiful campus, extremely beautiful campus. I don't know if that's good a college. It's not at all a good college, but it's a beautiful, beautiful hostel, beautiful campus. Yeah, home makes me mad. I'm staying at hostel. Story of everyone's life. Uh, mhm. You miss hostel life. So this funny thing that happens every time I go home. So I've been out 2014. So it's been 6 years. And so every time I go home, I really love it for the first few weeks. And then I know before, like, so I'll spend one Sunday and the next Saturday I should be out, else the whole experience will be ruined because that's just it. I don't know. You miss hostel life once you're out of it and living by yourself. True. That means 15 years from first standard to post graduation. Oh, she's what college, what school did you go to? A Suni Surya. Oh, thank you, Ritu. I hope my brother feels the same though. Recommend a good book for my sister. Yeah, guys, there are so many. Mahesh Patel 1717. Is that your roll number 1717? Or what's the catch? Okay, no, it's not a Zoom. So we do these Zoom calls, and sometimes a few of Chalchitra K teammates show up with, say, Vaani Mahesh 102, and then 102 is their roll number. So I don't know. That's why 1717 came up. God. I've done like 34 videos on recommending books. Yeah, pick up anything. Um, I travel 90 kilometer to my college just to have the opportunity to stay at home. That much homesick I am. Don't think I'll ever go out. Way too emotionally attached. Or dude, you have to get out there and go stay at a hostel. You can't stay at home forever. You can't. Trust me on that. But I feel you. I would do that if I could. But yeah. Okay. So I'll just get back to reading this. So this, I don't know how many of you are even foodies, because I really wanted to recommend this book, but I don't know. I stopped because I wasn't certain if anyone else would like it. Because I don't know how the recipes will turn out to be. She recommends everything possible. And because I'm such a great reader, I didn't follow through any of the recipes. But yeah. So this is what she says. She has moved to the hostel now, and she starts with her life when she was going to school. She starts from the earliest memories, then she moves up to college life. So she's reached here, and she says she's living with nine other girls. So there are 10 girls living in a dormitory, and yeah, she talks about her journey there. And it's just not food that she talks about. She talks also about the culture and the cultural exchange, which really is interesting. For example, take this. Once I had settled down in my college, I started bonding with the nine other girls in a large dormitory. I learned that all except one came from small towns near Madras. And I'm really sorry about the pronunciation. My pronunciation is pretty bad. because I don't usually say it out in loud. I don't usually speak out loud, and therefore nobody corrects me ever, and therefore there's no need to search for pronunciation as well. I learned that all except one came from small towns near Madras. Sushma Kuti from Thrissur in Kerala, and I were the only two from outside Madras Presidency, now Tamil Nadu. None of them had heard of Pune. Four of the other girls in ankle length skirts, Pavadai in Tamil. Pavadai? Please correct me if I'm wrong. I would really want to know the correct pronunciation. Ooh. And a short blouse with mellaku, a length of material wrapped over the upper part of the body, looked in their early teens to me. The other five looked older and were dressed in saris. They all looked disapprovingly at my clothes, a knee-high pleated maroon dress, and two of them had even asked, "Are you Christian?" A couple of days later, I shifted to wearing a sari, which helped me blend with the student community in the college. 10 days later, at a hostel meeting, all the new entrants to the intermediate BA and BSc courses were allotted tutors and rooms. The tutors were responsible for the good behavior and academic performance of their wards. They assumed the role of surrogate parents. My tutor, Mrs. Mandakini Bai, was the chairperson of the Hindi department. She may have been in her 50s and was benignly firm and helpful. She was fond of me, maybe because of my fluency in speaking Hindi, and unsuccessful though, had tried to get me to transfer to Hindi from French. I was allotted a room on the first floor in Stonehouse Block, a room for two, and my first roommate was Juliet. I found when I entered my room with two trunks and a hold all, she was already unpacked and waiting to see who would share her room. I remember her as being short in stature, just about 5 feet tall, with a tanned complexion, curly hair, and stockily built. I was very impressed that she could lift my trunks without much effort. As we got talking, I learned that her parents also lived in Tanjore, which was another reason to bond with her. Juliet and I shared a room for the first year after we joined college in the intermediate class. After the first couple of weeks, we became good friends and thought the hostel room was small and cramped with two chests of drawers, two writing desks with straight back chairs, and two beds. Sorry. Over the first couple of weeks, we became good friends and thought the hostel room was small and cramped with two chests of drawers, two writing desks with straight back chairs. Am I reading the same sentence again and again? And hardly any room to move. Each one of us had managed a space of our own. Juliet was very adjusting. And as I realized soon, caring too. When my younger sister Sarasa also joined Queen Mary's College in 1947, Juliet helpfully moved to another room in the same block and on the same floor, and we continued to be friends. But yeah. So she basically talks about her life and struggles, but she also talks about food. Though I was able to befriend other girls within a few weeks of joining Queen Mary's College, it took me much time to adjust to the indifferent food in the college hostel. Frankly, I found the food unappetizing and often made only a pretense of eating it. This continued for months, which is when the head cook of the vegetarian mess, Krishnan Nair, became concerned about my health. Dude, how good. I think nobody in my college or anyone's, I don't know, do they care about children's health anymore? The food in the vegetarian mess of the college hostel was inedible. And within a few weeks of joining the hostel, I was visibly exhausted. I had lost weight and was not able to concentrate on my studies. Juliet echoed Krishnan Nair's thoughts. She was a pragmatic person, and her philosophy was don't sit and moan, do something to improve matters. Acting on Juliet's advice, as I mentioned earlier, I volunteered to be an ad hoc member of the mess committee and tried to reorganize the menu, working within the parameters of cost and affordability, which was no mean task that took up much of my time. Juliet also suggested that in the meantime, I buy a tiffin carrier so I could get snacks or food from the mobile canteen, which parked right opposite the college every evening between 4 and 9 o'clock. In a few days, I became an ardent devotee of the red and blue van that provided me with my daily tiffin favorites. That's pretty cool. And now, so there's a lot more in this chapter as well, but she actually gives you the recipes of some of her favorite dishes from this mobile canteen. No, I'll never go vegan, babe. But yeah, I live for food. Staying outside India makes me miss home cooked Indian recipes food more. I will definitely try some good Indian, South Indian recipes. That's interesting. You should definitely pick up this book then. It's really, I don't know, it reminds me of home, so it might as well remind you of home. Weber is here and he's asked, will I ever go vegan? I really doubt. I really, really doubt. I don't know. I could. It's not that difficult though. Aditi is vegan. The Aditi is vegan, yes. But yeah, this is the book, and I just don't want to bore you guys anymore. But it's very interesting. Mm, इसके cover पे, इसका cover is also very interesting. So instead of a foil, the thing is wrapped. I think the leaves, जिसमें this is wrapped, and then there is this dabba. Okay, Vaibhav just disappeared after asking us that question. Hey, how do we have any vegans in the chat though? I mean, do we? Oh, Vaibhav is back. Yes, Aditi is vegan. I mean, we went out and then that's when I realized she's vegan. And everything that I was proposing was non-vegan or non-vegetarian. So yeah. But this is a pretty interesting book if you guys miss home cooked meals and want to learn how to cook. I don't guarantee to teach you how to cook because I never tried, but it's almost like some elderly person you're really connected with telling you their stories of going to college, moving hostels, moving cities. Yep. I am vegan and I do not want to be vegan. I'm sorry, I did not understand it, Mahesh. Yeah, मैं pure vegan. What is a vegan? Vegan here, occasionally the only. What? Book is very interesting. Can you read it? I thought people were getting bored. Let me know if you guys are. Let me know if you guys want me to read more. I'll read more if there are like more than 5 people saying yes. And if there are not, if there are more than 5 people saying no, then I'll stop. And I'll just wait for the comments. I'm here only. Ah, thanks, Weber. You should join. I think vegetarian is fine. How many of you are non-vegetarian? How many of you are vegetarian? And then there's this thing called vegan where you can't eat any dairy as well. Any byproduct by animals. So, yeah, of animals. Yep. Ethical vegetarianism is better than veganism. Okay. I mean, say I don't want to be a non-vegetarian. Yes, yes. Cool. That's so nice. I just get so validated when people want to read more. So I'll read an extract from this other book now. Just give me a second. This another chapter. It's the name of the chapter is okay. I think she's moved Bahar and she's talking about what she missed. And what I did miss, though, was talking to my family, my parents, and in particular, my father. I was unable to talk to my father on the telephone. For one thing, those were the days when international calls to India had to be booked through a telephone operator, and added to this, the time difference between India and the USA led to many inconveniences. Also, my father did not have a phone connection at home, but his friendly neighbor did. I remember the one call that I did book on my birthday to talk to my parents was to this neighbor. But the irony of it was that the call came through when my parents, nay, all of India would have been fast asleep. The only way my father and I kept in touch was through letters, long letters, each of which was an essay in itself. His one regret was that I did not write to him frequently, though. Our other neighbor on Peralta, after their dinner at precisely 6 o'clock, would walk over for a chat with us on most evenings. That is when, very often, I would be in the kitchen cooking dinner for Chamu and me and Kunjapa, who would join us. We were the first Indian couple they had met, and they were curious to know more about us and our country. Many middle-class Americans in the USA were surprised that we spoke English fluently. One of their leading questions was, "Did you go to school in England?" This often led me to give them a brief history of India as a colony of British, about our struggle for independence, about Mahatma Gandhi, and so on. So I'll just jump to what, yep. I really like this bit. Once, when I had casually mentioned to David that I would have liked a stone grinder for grinding fresh spice powders instead of an electric blanket, sorry, electric blender, he suggested with a twinkle in his eyes that I visit the anthropology department museum, adding that I could borrow whatever I needed. I wondered what he meant till I came face to face with a spectacular array of exhibits displaying indigenous cooking equipments, mostly of stone and wood. So this is a flat stone grinder. There's a sketch as well. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yep. So her husband is an anthropologist. For those of you who joined in much later, and they moved outside and they moved to the US, the States, and that's where she misses most of because she loves cooking, right? And she would miss the small things like a stone grinder because Bahar it was just electric grinder. So one of her husband's colleague invited her over to the office, and that's when they picked it up. So he invited her to just get the stone grinder. My daughters are still hopeful that I'll start using the food processor someday. She hates the food processor. And initially, I will have some note here as well. So in one of the initial, yep, this is the one. In one of the initial chapters, she talks about the things that her mother had in her kitchen. And there are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are just 8 types of things that she had. She had a stove that would use kerosene oil, medium-sized stone mortars and pestles, one large stone grinder, bronze cooking utensils, stone quern, woks of different sizes, wrought iron griddlers, and soapstone pots, which are known as Chalchitra, if I'm not wrong. So that is what she would use, and she never used food processors and all those electric grinders, etc. But yeah, I use the granite mortar and pestle that Mexicans use for making guacamole. Mole. This is such a good, common word, and I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Shame on me. But yeah, that year, okay, the metal exhibit no site location, period, and date found its place of pride on my kitchen counter. And David was amused that a museum piece, an American Indian flat stone corn grinder, was finally being put to use by an Indian woman from India. From then on, I ground all my fresh masalas for mixed vegetable sambar, chili garlic chutney, and the batter for ulundu vadai on the mitate. I grew very fond of it as it did a great job. That year, Chamu is her husband, hosted a Christmas cocktail party in our home for the faculty and doctoral students of the anthropology department. Biligiri helped to make ulundu vadai, and I don't know how to pronounce it, moong dal pakoras, and mint chutney on that occasion, and told me decades later when I met him in Bangalore in 1993 that my kitchen in Berkeley was his training ground in Indian vegetarian cooking. Our guest that evening felt amply rewarded for the loan of the metate. And then there's some more like journey down that road. And then she gives you the recipe of ulundu vadai, which is a deep fried, soft, spongy donuts of split black bean batter with aromatic fresh herbs and spices. Today, the making of vadai is made simple with a vadai maker, a cylindrical extruder, much like a donut maker, which pushes the batter in uniform rounds with central oil. This is the science of cooking. But yeah. Okay, I missed quite a few comments. Uh, um, I am addicted to these home delivery apps which sell meat. I'm non-vegetarian for life. I'm trying to become a vegetarian, but every time I see butter chicken, I don't know what gets to me. And I also the peer pressure when like you want to order something vegetarian, but the person you go out with is like, oh, why are you being so dramatic? Why can't you just be, please don't say that you're a vegetarian? And then you give into the peer pressure and you're like, huh, okay, okay, maybe I'll start from next time. That happens to me a lot. Okay. When Vaani will, okay. Mm, it's called as Amikal in Tamil to grind small things. Oh, interesting. Swiggy or Zomato? Zomato. I don't know. But yeah, Zomato. I usually. Guacamole. Thanks. Mortar and pestle is such an underrated kitchen access. I know, right? I have my own mortar and pestle. Are there any recipes in the book? Yes, Rahul. Every chapter. So this is a very interesting book. Rukmini Srinivas has covered her journey as a small girl going to school and carrying tiffin to, I don't know, being a mother of two, traveling around the world. So each chapter, she talks about is a throwback, and she talks about the things that have happened. And take for the first example, she remembers जब वो school जाती थी and उनका खाना खत्म नहीं होता था, etc. etc. Or this chapter where she goes to college, and वो mess की बजाय कहीं और जाके खाना खाती हैं. And she recommends every recipe, and just भी recipe की वो बात करती हैं, just भी खाने की वो बात करती हैं chapter में. She recommends the recipe. She not recommend. She gives you the recipe of the food she's spoken about in the chapter. So it's very interesting. Uh, any near date for the results to get your own show on Chalchitra Talks? Yes, Yorker. Weber is also in the comments. He can also answer. But yeah, pretty soon, yeah. There are so many. We were overwhelmed by the recommendations, by the amount of entries that came in, and it felt so good. Sort of thoda sa validation ho gaya, and thoda sa, we were like so. There are so many people out there who are so amazing and brilliant, and we were so overwhelmed by in a good way, the recommendations, the videos that came in. And we spoke to a lot of people as well. And round two chal raha hai. And then soon, hopefully, you guys will see some fresh faces, absolutely brilliant people on the channel as well. Okay. I love spicy food. Me too. Although I can't eat it for the life of me. Okay, thanks. Should have gotten this book in the lockdown. I got it in the lockdown as well. I got another book, The Flavor of Spice, which was mine. So I was interested, I'm sorry, in spices. So there's this thing called garam masala, जो बहुत चीजों को मिला के बनती है. And my mother makes it at home. So I'm from Mandi, and I never lived there. So there was this fascination. And जो भी वहाँ पे रहता है, everyone abuses the town that it is. But I always wanted to live there because I never got a chance to stay there, and it was my hometown. And there's this particular market जहाँ पे as soon as you enter, and I'm pretty certain बाहर ज़्यादा बड़ी होंगी, but yeah, but there's this particular market where you go and there's this whole, as soon as you walk in, you smell the spices, and it's such a beautiful feeling. And my mother cooks all the spices at home, and therefore I was really interested in this book, and that's when I bought this book, The Flavor of Spice. And also because I thought I can really cook, because I finally mastered the art of making Maggi, na zyada soupy, na zyada dry, and the perfect amount of cooked noodles. So I ordered these two books to move on to the next level, which clearly did not work for me. But yeah, I see people bonding in the chat. So nice. Ulundu vadai or and idli as breakfast is the usual food in South India. Thank you for telling us, living my dreams. So what do you guys usually have for breakfast? My cook usually gives me sandwiches, which are really weird on most days. Moong dal pakoda mat green chutney is so delicious. Can you suggest me a horror book? I don't really do horror, but you should definitely pick up Ghost Stories of Shimla Hills. ज़्यादा डरावनी कहानियां नहीं होंगी, but you will get to know about the culture of Himachal as well. Mystery books. I don't read a lot of mystery anymore. I grew up reading a lot of mystery, but not anymore. Sigh. Yep. Okay. Okay. It's nice to see a lot of people bonding and just give me a second. So there are so many things that are running in the background, and I just realized I was playing this. So when I started the stream, I got so confused because I was trying to do a lot of things at the same time, and I tried showing this video that we recently did video essay on Brad Pitt. Hindol just ranted out what is Brad Pitt's problem, which doesn't seem like a problem at all, but it's a very interesting video. And oh, Ritu is here. It's 11:11. Make a wish, everyone. I I don't understand. Oh, okay, I get it. But yeah, so Hindol did this video essay, which is live on YouTube now, and make a wish. Oh, my wish is there. I really hope. Yeah, I really hope this video touches at least a million views. But yeah, so I will be IAS in Himachal. That'll be pretty cool, Mr. Pink. Perhaps we can meet. And if it's soon enough, maybe you'll be working with my father, which is weird. But yeah. So where was I? So yeah, I was doing this video. Hindol has done this rant on Brad Pitt, which is an amazing go. I'll have to backtrack everything. And I was so confused. And there was this video that was running, and I showed it to you guys. And now there are multiple tabs open, and all of them are playing something, and I just am confused. Had I said it in the moment I was saying it, it would have been much better. You guys should make video on nonfiction history related to recommendation. Yep, that's actually an interesting thing. But I don't know. I usually try not to pick up subjects that are very political in nature. And yeah, I also ordered this planner today, and so I ordered this. I'll finally pick up Discovery of India. I don't know why. It had been in my wish list for as many as, I don't know, 14 minus 20 is 6 years. And I finally got it today. And I will be picking this up soon. And I also ordered this planner because, I don't know, I love planners. And it's by this small company called Tiny Change. And it's available on Amazon if you guys want to get it. I got it because I want my 2021 to be fully planned. Um, so this is interesting because they start with how to plan your day for success. And yep, I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, take more breaks, recharge your body and mind by going for a walk, grabbing a coffee, or even snack. It makes a whole lot of difference. This is my takeaway from this. Okay. What is gajar ka halwa or moong dal ka halwa? I love how Vaibhav is being so supportive. Gajar ka halwa anyway, dude. So my mother literally packs up something and abhi bhi mere fridge mein like gajar ke halwe ka 1 kilo ka dabba pada hai because I don't know. Winters call for gajar ka halwa. What about you, Weber? And I love how so many people are saying gajar ka halwa. Babu Miprat is gajar ka halwa. Nitish Ravikant is gajar ka halwa. Gajar Vaibhav. Is Mandi in Himachal? Yes, Mahesh. Mandi is in Himachal. One self-help book that you personally feel helped me. I don't know. The Flavor of Spice. I really started appreciate. It's not a self-help book. Shit. Sorry. Dal ka halwa for me. I don't even think I've had moong dal ka halwa. Wow. I'm going to ignore a few comments in the stream. But yeah. So also, I would like to know your food preferences. How many of you prefer burgers? Okay, we are supposed to talk about homemade meals, but I'll make an exception. How many of you prefer burgers over pizza? Burgers or pizzas? That's my question. Can you please do a video on book suggestions based on MBTI personality types? Or I, uh, I don't really, a lot of people do this thing where I don't, one, I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so I'm not the right person to do this video. But MBTI personality types, I'm not sure if there is, obviously, there are certain books that people would, certain types would prefer over other types, but I don't know. I wish I could, yeah. And, but the people, but I would recommend everyone to pick up everything, to be honest. Although I'm pretty certain certain types might have the cliche preferences, but yeah. Pizza, I personally love burgers, so nope. You can have different flavored halwa in Kerala, especially at Kozhikode. My favorite is black Kozhikode halwa. Ooh, I didn't know that. Guys, मुझे please heater on करने दो, यहाँ पे बहुत ठंड है and I'm freezing to death. Oops, sorry. I live in North India. यहाँ पे बहुत ठंड है. And I just need heater by my side. Yep. Bonvita or Milo? Bonvita. Okay, wait. I discovered Milo quite recently. I really like Milo. And because I don't stay at home anymore, I don't know, I don't remember how Bonvita tastes like, but I think Garam Bonvita and Thanda Milo. Hostel ruined dal ka halwa for me. I don't like halwa at all. Oh, all the best for your JEE mains and advanced, Mahesh. Why not? I mean, even if you don't come to Monday, maybe we can do a meetup someday. What is it called? Yeah, the meetups. We should definitely plan one. We should all watch Fast Food Nation by Richard Linklater. Chicken chanzegi. What is chicken chanzegi? Jam muska bun over veg burger. Jibin with Jibin's comment. Yep, saw it. I like how everyone has just like started commenting. After like when I was reading, there were not many comments, which is nice. I would assume guys wanted me to read. And now all of a sudden everyone is, oh, someone commented burgers I love. I feel you. Yeah, I am not a fan of, yep. Hot Bonvita and cold Milo. Perfect answer. That means my secret Santa is going to be Vaibhav. But please don't give me Bonvita or Milo for my Christmas present. Hey, how many of you actually believed in Santa because it's the Christmas time? See, I don't know if ever was still watching. I was telling these guys how it gets so awkward when so when you stream, you can just look at yourself, right? Either it's here, I am talking, here I am talking, and then there's a small section of people commenting, and then the moment you ask the question to people and nobody replies, this whole cycle of this moment span after this moment after you say the question out loud and this moment between the asking the question and receiving a feedback, this is such an existential crisis situation because you're questioning yourself like, oh shit, क्या मैंने boring सवाल पूछ लिया? Now they're going to ghost me because it's so easy to ghost me. Now that, yeah, I am werewolf too. Yep, nobody's answering. Our Santa does monkey pun. So wasn't supposed to read that one. I love how, like these chats are the chat section sometimes is a beautiful place to rant, and then sometimes uh, but sometimes people are just bonding, and then there are people ranting about their friends. I visited his place 2 years ago, ate all I could in 4 days. Yes, Ayush, of course you did. So Ayush is a very good friend, and my mother sends us food all the time, and Like my mother packs food for him and sends this to me as well. And he finishes up his half and then pleads for me to share my share with him as well. Of course, you ate all that you could in 4 days. Okay, I was introduced to your channel through Anand Gandhi's interview and really loved it. Also binge watched a few more. Can you please suggest some good English books to improve my story writing skills? You know what? I actually did this. If you follow us on Instagram, I did this post today where I gave not my top five, but 5 books from 2020. I recommended 5 books that I read in 2020. And one of them was Right to Sell. So it's a pretty old book. I don't even remember who the author is. But if you want to get into copywriting, etc., etc., this is a wonderful book. Really great book to start. Okay. I feel you. The stream gets telecasted 5 to 2 seconds ke baad. Yes, but when this 5 to 2 seconds ke baad, and then 5 to 6 seconds to think about the reply and then comment, it becomes a good 15 to 20 seconds. So for 15 to 20 seconds, you're just in your head thinking, oh my God, what do I do? I will be giving JAM, which is entrance exam to study MSc. Oh, pretty cool. I want to read the Father Christmas Letter book by J.R.R. in the context with Santa. Dude, so what do you guys do around this time? I know because I grew up watching not a lot of Hollywood films, but not a lot of good Hollywood films, but decent Hollywood films. I started like really, I had this aspiration for Christmas, and because I was in Kulu Manali, it would snow there. So it was that time of the year where schools would be closed and everything, and you would play around and there would be partying. So I grew up not romanticizing in a romantic way, but romanticizing in a, oh, I'm going to be home. It's going to be such a beautiful time way. And now my hopes are so high for Christmas each year and I get disappointed. But yeah, how many of you did the same? Is there a particular tradition that you follow every year on Christmas? I, for example, read a lot of class. I always pick up either Wuthering Heights or Pride and Prejudice around this time. And of course, I waste my time watching Hallmark films, which are extremely, extremely full of cringe. I love how like I don't know what's happening today. So hi Ayush, good to know your best friend is from Kozhikode. I take so much pleasure in this comment. I'm just going to say it out loud. Yep. You're okay. Okay, all the best, Mahesh. Do you think after the AIP fiasco, all internet content has started self-censoring out of fear of survival? Yes, Mr. Ping. I think that's very much true. December is sadly quarter end for me. Crazy amount of work to do. No Christmas anymore. Oh, it's quarter end for most of us here. But yeah, I kind of so I went to school where we had winter closing instead of summer closing. So all my cousins would be free in July, August, or maybe July and August, and I would be free in December, January, and Feb. And everyone would consider me घर का बोझ because उस time पे बाकी सबके exams होते थे, so nobody wanted me to visit their place during that time. But I personally prefer winters and autumn too. Watch Rick Steen's India is my guilty pleasure. Do give it a watch, Ayush. Thanks for the recommendation. Currently reading The Dracula by Bram Stoker. It is so perfect in chilly weather. Vaibhav, do you read biographies? I don't really. Killing Him Softly. It's also a song, no? I've been to convent for 15 years, so Christmas is special, absolutely. Would share a lot of good cakes, cookies, coffees. Would attend carol singing sessions, but pandemic won't allow to have it. Me too. We used to have all our wrapping up session in December, so all the farewells and etc. parties would happen at this time. Okay, guys, what was your first Hollywood film? Mahesh ने comment किया है, my first Hollywood film was Forrest Gump. What was yours? I can't remember mine. Reading paper books or Kindle. I've started reading Kindle as well because I have downloaded the app on my laptop as well. So when I'm at work, I try and read in the app, and when I'm home, I try and read like the दूसरे वाला चीज. Oh, Saptarshi's here. Bonjour. Oh, bonjour, minjour, Majumdar. How are you, Saptarshi? We miss you so much in the chat section. Charles Dickens on Chris and also on the streams. Charles Dickens on Christmas completes the circle for the year, I feel. I love Christmas Carol, but yep. Just let me Google something quickly. I was just confirming something. Yep. I know you always recommend this, and I'm excited and would love to come to call writing down the Pontes. Oh, thank you. I only read biographies till now. Any other genre that you suggest would help? Pradeepta. I recommend reading every genre that you get your hands on. There's this interesting, I don't know if everyone does this as well. Um, I have this fear of not knowing enough or coming across as someone who's very, um, I don't know, I just like to have command over most of the subjects. So, for example, this is something that my resolution is for 2021, crack how to read economic news or something. So I think I'll try to focus on a lot of investment and finance related stuff in 2021 because I feel so essentially it started when I was preparing for exams because I wanted to prepare for CAT. I did not do my MBA though, but I thought I'd prepare for MBA and there would be RCs from any random place. And I realized I'm really great at fiction, but not at all great at philosophy and other things. And that's when I started picking up everything philosophy, um, fiction, non-fiction, historical fiction. The one thing I'm still not really great at is finance. And that's why I recommend everyone pick up everything because you need to be good at understanding everything that is spoken to you, right? Because my mother tongue is Hindi, yours could be different. But when we speak in Hindi, when I speak in Hindi, I understand most of the things that are said to me. And that is the level of understanding I would want in whatever medium I use to exchange my thoughts and ideas. And yeah, but if you've picked up biographies, I think an easy switch for you will be memoirs. Um, so yeah, when it comes to that also depends on what kind of things and your mental state is at the moment. I could recommend you something about dealing with loss, grief, but at the same time, I could also recommend to you something that has to do with something entirely different or a journey, etc. So, yeah, I've missed so much. Oh, time difference sucks. What time is it in France, though? Christmas Carol is a fine piece of literature. Bonjour, the balle balle. Okay. Picking up everything is a lovely idea. Thank you for the validation, Weber. Uh, guys, coffee or chai? That's another interesting question by Sai. Ooh, I just got a work email. Sorry about that. So, what do you guys? This is like the biggest debate actually of the century: coffee or chai. So, what do you guys prefer? Let me know in the comments below. That's very interesting. I would really want to know. Let's see what wins. Do you like reading editorials? I can teach you to read Economic Times. Hey, Economic Times ke editorials are pretty basic. I love reading editorials. But I have this whole Elmira full of Economic Times ki radi right now. And I swear, I tried a lot, but Mr. Pink, I'm into finance, but now I find literature to be useful. I would really, I wish. I just am not interested in money. I would want to earn more, but I would want someone else to count it for me. I am not good with money at all. Would you ever stretch yourself to become a freelance editor someday? That's the dream. Make money while reading more books. Have you been to engineering college? Yes, I am guilty of having a degree. You know what? My degree came in after 2 years. I'm finally an engineer, a certified one. Really happy about it. Good Economics for Hard Times by Abhijit Banerjee. Pretty interesting. The time here is 7 p.m. right now. Cool, Saptarshi. 7 p.m. It's 11:31 p.m. if you are wondering the same. Jibin is chai. We have one vote for chai. I prefer Mosambi juice. I love Mosambi juice. I am tea at home, coffee at work. Guess we have someone that puts on a mask. Water. I love water too. I love drinking water. I don't know if people understand, but water is really like I really love drinking water. Like water is one of my favorite drinks. I remember there was a time when I would just have water and people would think I'm frugal, but no, I actually love water. Bonvita any day. But it's what chai and coffee, guys. Weber is chai, Jibin is chai. Jibin voted twice, right? Okay. Chai, chai, chai. I have three words for chai. Okay, coffee dark. We have one vote for coffee. I would cancel. I would cancel. I am going to cancel Saptarshi's votes because Saptarshi is like coffee and chai, don't know. So, Vaani, can I count your money? It rhymes, and also I would. I am not at all rich, dude. What would you get? Uh, Finance is usually for engineers. I happen to be an engineer, unfortunately. But I just think it's also about the interests. I remember how I passed my economics, finance, what was it? FN, finance management, and microeconomics. But yeah, chai and coffee both. I've lost track already. Masala chai. I think chai is winning. I like chai with ajwain a lot. I don't know what ajwain is in English, but I really like it with ajwain and tulsi and ilachi and adrak and also a little bit of saaf. Okay, chai. Ayush says chai. Yeah, I would prefer chai anytime. Can't really decide one. Was chai but not dark coffee resonating with the dark soul? To sometimes discuss about poor John Elia, please. Definitely, Divyansh. I discovered John Elia quite accidentally, though. A friend of mine was obsessed with this particular poet, and that's when I picked him up because I don't know, it was very interesting. Which branch, Fanny? I'm just going to embarrass myself now. I was I did computer science engineering and then I graduated and then I left behind everything. Most abused chemical on earth is caffeine. Yup. And so is cocoa. But yeah. So we've done chai and coffee. I'm not a big fan of green tea. I think I was obsessed with green tea when I was in college, but I think I no longer am a fan. Okay. Oops. But yeah, so I think the chai people have clearly won. Sparkling water is soda lying about being water. I hate it. Nice, 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 nice. Green tea I like. Yeah, I don't have an issue against green tea. So I still haven't cracked how people have green tea. So some the what I've seen people do is like garam pani mein green tea dip karke they're done, and I'm like, that doesn't even taste right. How I would prefer my green tea if I'm going to do it is green tea with warmed water and a little honey in it. But then I think people mostly abuse it because they want to go on a diet and not so much as for taste, which I would. So we have different priorities clearly. Okay. First food now chai, killing me with cravings at this time of the day. It's actually this time of the night. But yeah. What other binary questions are we going to discuss? I don't know. That's pretty interesting. Green tea is famous because of the fat loss fad. True. And I don't know. There are so many people I see abusing green tea and then they don't do anything about uh, the actual thing that they have a problem with, which is, I don't know, they think they're fat or unhealthy and they want to get hold of their health and lifestyle and they start drinking green tea. But then again, they have burgers and junk food and all the excess oil, which isn't good for your health. But then they'll have green tea, which is extremely, extremely annoying. Okay, so I don't know, guys. Do you want me to read more and go back to this? Why not? I pick up something from the flavors of spice. Let me know if you want to, if you're interested in this. The problem with me is I'm a big nerd, and therefore sometimes the things that I actually like might uninterest a lot of people. For example, I was listening to something, and I'm not going to take the name, but I was listening to something about podcasts. What is wrong with me? I was listening to a podcast about pencils, and I don't know, it was just so interesting. So there are three things about pencils that you should actually take care of. One is lead, that's the heart of the pencil. I don't even have a pencil right now to show it to you, but one is the lead, which is the heart of the pencil. Two is the look of the pencil, and three is the point. Point is usually because of the sharpness. So I won't go there because I don't know a lot about sharpness. But the lead, which forms the heart of the pencil, is actually a mixture of graphite and clay. So this ratio, the more the graphite is, the softer and the darker the color of the lead will be and the softer it will be. And the more graphite that is in your lead, no, the more clay that is in the lead, the more light your lead will be. And well, yeah, there are so many vintage pencils, but I don't know if we get those in India. And I really, really, at this point, want to quit everything and join a pencil manufacturer. But yeah, I also learned this thing that when pencils actually market mein aayi, there was this mine of graphite that was robbed. So the robbers took away and stole all the graphite and sold it in the black market. And the owner had to buy the graphite from the black market because uska price गिर रहा था जो उसके graphite का था वरना. And uske baad it became illegal to steal graphite or steal the blackened lead, which is the lead that we use for writing. So technically, when someone steals your pencil, you can actually, that's illegal because it's illegal to steal lead. So if someone forgets to return your pencil, I mean, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Barney the fitness trainer coming out in the stream. Not really. Just listen to the videos of investors and you will learn everything. Thanks, killing him softly. Do you wonder what that the show The Office has become so popular lately? Like Instagram is flooded with the memes of Office. Green tea doesn't help you reduce your fat, bro. It just helps you to increase antioxidants and control sugar level. I thought it had something to do with metabolism. I don't know. Lead fundas, fundes. Even a CA Rakash Junjun wala lantrum and anything. It's becoming more of a rant now. Mr. Pink, ironically, everyone is mostly working from home. Probably people miss going to the office. I go to the office, dude, and it's fun, but I'd rather be at home, not paying my rent, eating food made by my mother, cooked by my mother, prepared by my mother. Apsara, Natraj, or Camlin? Dude, I'm thinking. Definitely not Camlin. I like Natraj ki, that black and red stripes wali. Or the ones जिसपे बहुत weird सा Christmas tree बना होता था बचपन में. But Apsara has a great quality. Apsara has some really cool quality. So there was this triangular shape में आती थी, and they were like multicolored, like red color ki, pink color ki. That was also pretty cool. I'm actually thinking. But yeah, so we have a lot of people saying Apsara. Pius is Apsara. Dharmaji is Apsara. Nitish is Natraj. Jibin is Apsara. Natraj and Apsara. See, Natraj and Apsara. I'm so proud of Sai. Okay. Mm, thanks, Vaani. I need to file a lawsuit for all my stuff. See, I am going to research more on it, and then I'm going to do. See, when I get excited, I hit my words. I'm really sorry. So I'm going to do my research, and I'm going to do a stream dedicated to pencils. I'll make proper presentation. So let me know if you guys want in. It will be, yeah. Faber Castle, actually. Nice. You know the oldest pencil, the yellow pencil that we mostly relate to schools, like हमारे हम गरीब लोग नहीं, but Bahar everyone has like these yellow pencils with a pink eraser. It was not pink eraser, but like the yellow pencils with a gold rim, पीछे end में. They actually were created in France, and then it became so common that everyone has it now. All IT professionals are working from home. If a company wants you to travel to office in Delhi, then something is wrong with them. I am in for pencils. I love pencils. Oh, thank you so much, Pruta. So if I get even 10 votes right now for Pencil Valley live stream, I swear I'll start preparing on it, and I will get all history and I don't know, current vintage pencils right. I'm gonna burn my blanket. I'm so sorry. Yep. Natraj. Camlin because the 8B and 10B pencils are used for pencil shading and drawing the rock. I also think Faber Castle ke shading pencils are really good. But yeah. I am in for pencil live stream. There are 2 people for pencil live stream. Great. I still need 8 more votes, guys. I don't want to bore everyone. Boro pencil. That's cool, Saptashi. That's the spirit. That's the spirit we miss so much because you're gone and you're living in France. Polo pencil Chalchitra talks never cancel. That'll be the cover of that. I'm going to make note of this. But I don't have a paper. Oh, wait, I do. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm still counting. I'm sorry. 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 more votes, guys. Satma, if you give a super chat, that'll be pretty cool as well. But okay, I'll just request for 3 more votes right now. 1 is there. Oh, dude, I have heard of this store in New York, CW Pencil Enterprise. And I'm dying to. I don't know. I really want to move to New York for at least a few good months. I don't know how, and I don't know why. I mean, I know why. I just don't know how I will and whatever. But I really want to visit a few places, and one of them is this store. They, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. We got 13 votes, I think, or 14. We started a Telegram group for better interaction. What say? Sure, why not, guys? Dharmaji is also here. And if you guys don't show up, I swear I'll go back to the stream when if I like I'll start counting the people who said yes to the pencil stream. And if you guys don't show up eventually, I don't know, I'll be so disappointed and sad. Uh yep. Okay, we're still discussing economics. Guys, it's okay. Stop. Masters in economics will get you back in jobs you would always want to be. What's a pencil stream? So, Sambit, there's this thing that I said that not just there's this thing that I proposed that I will make a full blown presentation on pencils. And I will talk about my obsession with pencils and the vintage pencils that are in the market and other things about pencils. And the people are voting here if they want to be a part of it. So that, I don't know. Yes, Apurva, we all should start a Telegram group. Yes, Apurva, you should become a patron and join us on an exclusive WhatsApp groups as well. So there are three groups we have for those of you who do not know. One is Goodfellas, the other is Gladiators, and the third is Godfathers. Godfathers are, of course, at the top. And if you are a gladiator or a godfather, which is tier one and tier two category, you also get access to our exclusive WhatsApp groups, which are dedicated to books, music, and films. And if you are a godfather, you also get personalized recommendation from Weber and me. And we've also started sending out personalized notes, handwritten notes to our godfathers. So do join in if you want like further conversation on this. Also add about color pencils. I'm not sure if I know what colored pencils, but I'll try. I prefer marketing that to digital marketing. Where is this thing coming from? Please do. I've been waiting for a pencil live stream since my childhood. Ooh, nice. Thanks. Trivia time. What is the pencil brand Jack used in Titanic? I don't know. Nitish, what is it? Please tell us. Full blown presentation on pencil. That sounds exciting. Yes. Shall we count you? Yeah. Thanks. Seed pencils. Great. You know what, guys? I'll just tell you my email ID, which is vani@chalchitratalks.com, or my Instagram handle, which is Vani Mahesh. And you guys can either email me or drop me a DM about the things that you would like to see on the pencil stream. And then let's just yep. Apologies, Weber is an excellent marketing guy. Yeah, he sure is. Uh, PS now stands for Pencil Stream. PlayStation is now gone. Saptarsh, that's a nice. We are now going to stream. I personally will stream only after 11 p.m. because that's when Saptarshi shows up. Wasn't it originally postscript? Yes, it was. But that's Saptarshi for you, Komal. Bro has excellent marketing tactics and knows how to interact with people. I will vouch for that. I will vouch for Weber that way. Earthquake alert from Delhi. Oh, what? Okay. Nervous chuckle. So, mm, but yeah, so I don't know how the conversation reached here for pencils. We were talking about green teas, and also we were talking about spices. Oh, and I was also talking about the planner. So I got this planner. So do you guys actually make planners, or is it just me? Because I don't know, everywhere I turn to, people are making planners, and It sounds really interesting to have control over what you are going to do the entire day. But yeah, which Bollywood movies are my favorite? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of films that too. I don't know. The most recent Bollywood film that I saw was recommended to me by Weber, and I don't remember the name of it. It's directed by Devashish Makhija though. I remember it because he was interviewing him. And what about guess the age of the apartment house I'm staying in? 172 years? Saptarshi? Question mark. Vaibhav, what about the most famous pencil, Shakalaka Boom Boom pencil? Oh, dude, I never got hold of it. My parents just wouldn't allow. Sai Gupta, crayons or sketches? Guys, batao, sketch pens or crayons? I personally would go for crayons because I suck at drawing. मेरा आज तक C से ऊपर grade नहीं आया drawing में. And this is so disappointing because you at least score B. Reports suggest a massive earthquake in Delhi. A massive? Can someone just Google and tell me how massive? Monthly plan for books divided in a week, a book a week. This is a planner I got in Ismay. Yep. Have you seen parallel cinema? No, I don't think so. Anyone from Delhi who is here can confirm maybe. You got the closest. It's 200 years. Damn. I was reading a lot. So, yeah, I was reading a lot about France today. I don't remember why. Okay, I was reading up World War One and Two. I watch people plan in their planners and plan to plan things using a planner sound. Oh, God. I have different planners, one for travel, one for my balcony farm, one for work. Oh, balcony farm sounds so interesting. Can you please tell us a little bit more about the balcony farm, Prutha? Vaani live stream drawing, please. 200 years is a pretty cool apartment. Saptarshi. I did not understand Hari Charan's comments. Vani, was it Aji or Bhosle? It was Aji. I, of course, have Bhosle as well, but the most recent one was Aji. JP Wale Zindabad Zindabad. Ooh, JUITOP. Are you also from JP Lakshit, JUIT to be specific? That's interesting. I for your balcony. What I meant, Fruta, was like the balcony farm that you have. Like, how do you go about it? Because I have 3 plants with me, and 2 of them are struggling. One of them is suicidal. The other one, I don't know. It's struggling a little. I think because of the cold. The third is pretty chill. Komal Achalia on YouTube, by the way. I missed your initial comment. Pro note, France really sucks. If you're not fluent in French, everything takes twice the amount of time. I know that's Saptarshin. I warned you against it. Killing him softly. Why is a guy laughing at JP? Which one? Everyone does laugh at JP. Abhishek Katochia Lakshit is from JP. Prutha. So yeah, I'm growing herbs and some small fruits and veggies in raised beds containers in my balcony. Pretty cool. I have some friends from JUIT 2015 batch, Mohit Mahajan and one other Parth or something. That's pretty interesting. I hate how my friends come in this comment section and just mock me or bully me. For example, here is one Ayush. We have seen Vani's creativity in the alien drawing on the live stream, just that she didn't make it herself, but we get the idea. Thanks. I did try making caricatures in the lockdown. Did not turn out well at all, but yeah. I also tried making a caricature of Webov. I just couldn't get his hair right. Sucked. My acting skills are now getting tested everywhere. Like I have to act out depositing money in bank account to make them understand. God, pretty interesting. What are your views on the movie 12 Angry Men? I haven't seen a lot of films. And I think that's a wait what? Why is web of saying wait what? Have you read The Glass Castle? I haven't, Sambit, although I want to. There are so many books that I really want to read, and this happens to be one of them. I just wish I get the time to. I want to see the caricature. It's really bad. I did try, but I think I'll get better with the next trial. We would love to see that on the stream. What would you love to see on the stream, Ayush? What's with the cat in the? Oh, this. So my mother said it's either going to be a cat or it's going to be her. And my brother and I very conveniently told our father, why not get a cat and be done with our mother? Didn't go down well with her, but a friend of mine gifted me the cat, and now I don't know. I'm not allotted to cats, into soft toys, but I love cats. That's about it. And I even named it. It's called Mosami. So it's the cat that I own. Doesn't do anything, but yeah, that's what is up with it. Because yeah, let's. Oh wait, I want to see the caricature. I'll share it with you sometime soon. I just think it's really bad. Didn't you ever think about trying acting? Oh, are we talking about Saptarshi now? That's what I'm reading right now. Oh, how is it? It's supposed to be really nice, the Glass Castle, but I don't know. Let's just hope aliens are not on Twitter. If they see the drawings, they might try to cancel you, Vaani. It is Israel ka X something said like aliens do exist. The humanity is just not prepared just to deal with them, right? I mean, Marvel has been preparing us for quite some time, right? I am growing palak, beetroot, ginger, onion, garlic, carrots, basically across seasonal. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. I tried growing potatoes as well. Like I harvested potatoes this time when I went home in the lockdown. It was pretty interesting. My grandmother did all the work. I just harvested. Like I just collected it. Nothing else. Oh, Ajay's use amazing subscribe. That's so. Thank you so much, Ajay. Have you read When Breath Comes There by Paul Kalanithi? Nope, I haven't. Just type Jetpens on YouTube. If Cat watched YouTube, this channel would have had 100 million subs by now. Why would they? Cats would rather watch something that's interesting. But this is like really tempting. I've always wanted a cat only because, this feeling of my problem with dogs is they want to play around. I don't want to play around. I just want to sit somewhere and caress my pet. And yeah, dogs don't offer you that until they get very old. And that's exactly why. So there's this cat. Does anyone know that there is a family makes what? There is a family that makes pen which costs thousands to lakhs from many fun and many fun. Yup. And if dogs watched YouTube, another 100 subscribers for the forever. True that. Today I described Indian cooking to European people. Take anything, add spices, add potatoes, stir. I'm pretty certain Rukmini Srinivas would disagree with you, and because you joined in late, you wouldn't even know who Rukmini Srinivas is. So well, yeah, Saptarshi, not funny. How to remember things from books? Hey, that's a great question. I think I should do a video essay on that or an essay on that. So I have this thing where I of course underline. I also have this to remember characters. I make notes. So obviously I use sticky notes, and on a large note, I stick it on the front page and I make note of every character. And if I have the time, I also make notes of the specifics like blue eyes, brown hair, etc., so that I picture it every time I read. And the regular notes. So I have multiple, I use various colored notes, stick notes, for emphasizing on different things. For example, yellow can be a new word or a new concept, Orange can be an emotion that was described so perfectly, or a blue colored stick note can be something that's just interesting, and so on. So, yeah, I remember things from. Yeah, I did not say anything bad about dogs. I just said they are very active, and I'm not a fan of running. It's just like dogs would dogs dogs would rather. I don't know. Most of the dogs are very active, and I just happen to be a lazy person. I just want to sit calmly in a corner and caress my cat. Did you just cancel my stream? Ravikant, happy birthday. Oh, kiska birthday aaj? Do you speed read? I, of course, speed read. I speed read a lot because I think not everything is worth reading. Not everything might be worth reading for you. I am afraid of dogs. Society accept karegi se. I am really afraid of dogs, especially I don't know. So I usually prefer walking to the office because it's just a 15 to 20-minute walk, and because it's getting colder, and because I hardly exercise, I feel it's important that I walk to the office and back from it. And today I got really late and it was dark, and I had two options, either book a cab or walk. I, of course, chose to walk. And I opted for a shortcut, and there was a dog, and I think he was in the mood to, I don't know, be petted or whatever. And he started following me, and I remember screaming so loud, and I told him like please don't follow me. And I don't know, neighbors started opening the windows because I was like, don't follow me, don't you understand it? So that's, yep, that's my problem with it. Oh, it's Brad Pitt's birthday. And we also coincidentally did a video essay on Brad Pitt today, guys. So please watch it. What a coincidence. Which book would you recommend to someone? Oh, for those of you who just joined or do not know what we're talking about, we did a video essay which came out today, and a lot of people have worked hard in it. Hindol, Vaibhav, Saurabh, Aditya. I remember being on calls and not understanding a thing because I don't watch a lot of films. But it's काफी interesting because Hindol quickly and very cleverly points out the problem with Brad Pitt. It's not his problem with Brad Pitt per se, but it's just like in general how we underestimate Brad Pitt and his capabilities. It's a beautiful, beautiful video essay, and you guys should watch it. उसने बहुत मेहनत करी है. Do like it and share it, and obviously subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. But do like and share it if you guys like it, and do share your feedback as well on the video. It would mean so much to the team that has put in all their efforts. Just random. Coffee or chai? Oh, guys, let's do this. It's a rapid fire for everybody. Comment in as you listen to my questions. Cool. One, it's by Bitla Sunil. One, coffee or chai? I I don't have a choice here, but I think, yeah, chai. Favorite planet except Earth? I don't know. Last time I said Venus or Mars. Maybe this time I'll say Jupiter. I don't really have a famous planet, favorite planet. Mountains or the beaches? Definitely mountains. Books or Kindle? Tangible books. Cats or dog? Cats. Steve Jobs, maybe. I don't know. Okay, cool. And I hope you guys are also commenting as soon as I say the questions out loud. Jab bhi 10 seconds ka lag aayega or whatever. Have you watched the movie Cat People? If you haven't, please do. Thank you, Samvit, for the recommendation. I'll definitely pick it up tomorrow. I'm afraid of only one dog, and he's the chief editor of Language, Saptarshi Language. HPD Brad Bhai, party kab de rahe ho? He was ready to come party, dude. It was just that I had to stream tonight. Hey, it was just 2.7 magnitude quake on the Richter scale, not massive. Sorry for an. No, it's completely okay, Aaron. It's important that we know what's happening in and around India. We have a Nakli Brad Pitt in India who copies Brad Pitt. Who would that be? Mr. Ping, I like Brad Pitt's movie selections. All his movies are unique and pretty enjoyable as well. Yeah, I like him as well. I like him a lot. I like him especially after Troy because, yeah, I really like the movie as well, Troy the film. It was a beautiful adaptation or whatever you would call it. How to generally we are missing your daily facts on Instagram. You know what, Rijul? I'll just make one tomorrow and post it. Who is Indian Brad Pitt? I also want to know who is Indian Brad Pitt. I think it was Killing Him Softly who said that. Sai. Okay, Sky. So nobody chose. Sanchit was being very smart and we said neither mountain nor bitches. Sorry. Sorry. Neither mountains nor the sea or beach. I don't know. It's going to be the sky. Mm-hmm. Shy. Engineering or something else. What? Great. Me reading books is like Weber wanting to pull off streams like Vaani. What? I didn't understand. Try, but it's hard. I do not understand that. What is this channel about? Raghav is asking. Good question, Raghav. So, we recommend full stop. And we recommend a lot of things. We do recommend movies, books, films, music, podcasts, anime, poetry, everything you can imagine, even apps now. Perhaps we'll try and recommend everything that we can get our hands on, every piece of art. And this live stream today, you joined in much later, but we actually discussed two books. One in detail. It's Tiffin by Rukmini Srinivas, and she's actually a chef. And there's this book that she's written. It's called Tiffin, and she talks about growing up in India in a vegetarian household and learning to cook. And she's taken the recipes that built her life and she's discussed them with stories and throwbacks. And the other book is The Flavor of Spice, which is by Mariam H. Reshi. I'm pretty certain I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, but she talks about spices, or he talks about spices. Shame on me for not even knowing the gender. It's a she. But yeah. So that's what we did today. But like a padhai ho gayi hai, so we're wasting our time and talking about, I don't know, Shah Rukh Khan and chai, coffee, etc. Oh, by the way, guys, did you guys notice? I don't know. I don't know if you guys follow our Instagram handles, but we recently rebranded the logo and everything, and I don't know. We are planning to launch the merchandise as well, so it's kind of exciting that way. That was it. That was all I had to say. Oh God, paper. What? We all. Oops, late to the party. Yes, you are. How many books you read till now? I don't know, dude. I haven't kept count. They're not enough though. Pretty humble number. My police station is not working. I'm not certain if I get it. But yeah, you know what? आज मैंने alarm लगाया था because every time I come, I I don't know why I'm panicking. So every time I come on live streams and I come alone, I spending a lot of time. And is today I was certain that I'm only going to stream for an hour and a half, and it's been over 2 hours. So I'm quickly going to say, okay, this is going to be the last 5 minutes. It's 0009, and I will leave at 0015. So yeah, and I am not the expert, but I usually recommend books. Raghav, I watched a lot of movies. Frankly, I like this channel because of your recommendations. Thank you, Samvit. Means a lot. Um, how many books I've read? I haven't read a lot of books, Killing Him Softly or Steel Push, and I haven't even kept a number. I don't know. I try to read at my own pace and my own speed. So I wouldn't say I'm an ambitious reader as well. But this year I read roughly 30 something books, I think, more or less. Yeah. And I speed read as well, so that's how I finish a lot of books. The ICSE Class 12th English curriculum is pretty good. I strongly recommend the short story book. I went to an ICSE school until class 10, so I know the English curriculum is really great. So I'm pretty certain 12th will be even better. Mm, Guys, please don't discuss your sanitary and hygienic habits in the comments. It's unpleasing to read them. Books or web series? Mm, that depends. But yeah, I do have a Goodreads account, but I don't really. I've started. I try to be very proactive about it, but I'm failing. Honestly, I'm failing so bad at it. Vaibhav in his last stream was wondering how you pull off your live streams. Ooh, I missed it. What did he say about me? Mr. Pink, I think I watched this channel for self-confirmation whether all my tastes in movies are validated and liked by other like-minded people. I do that as well. I don't know. I never I don't meet a lot of people who read books, especially in my office because those are the people I meet every day. And I think I only know two people other than two people personally in the entire city. And therefore, I don't have a lot of people I can discuss books with. So this makes especially, this makes the channel especially special because this is the only place where I talk about books. But I haven't read 10,000 books, Sanjay. What's my favorite genre in terms of books? So I really enjoy historical fiction, but I haven't read any historical fiction. Okay, I've read just one historical fiction this year, or maybe two. I don't know. But yeah, I really like historical fiction, but I'm trying to expand now. What's my favorite audiobook? I think I haven't listened to a lot of audiobooks, but the one that I really liked was the one that actually made me realize that audiobooks is something that's doable is was Becoming by Michelle Obama. Michelle herself narrates the entire, so it's not more of a recording or reading of the audiobook, it's or reading of the book, it's more of a narration. And it's so beautiful because there are some moments where she gets emotional and you sense it in her voice, and it's just so beautiful to listen to it. I don't know, do people get paid for narrating books? I would love to do that. Okay, I start more books than I finish. I know, Raghav, me too. I start more books than I can ever finish. Can I join Chalchitra Talk Show's WhatsApp group for more interaction? Yes, I actually, you only have to become a gladiator or godfather member. And so we have three, you just have to become a patron for that. There are three categories, Goodfellas, gladiators, and godfathers. And gladiators and godfathers get special access to our exclusive WhatsApp groups, which are dedicated to films, books, and music. And you will meet like-minded people as well who share. So in book club, we share excerpts from what we're reading or any good fact. In movie club, because that's been there for years now, for a long time, people discuss movies and films, and movies and films is the same thing, films and other things, and music meant the same thing follows. So you meet like-minded people, so it's pretty interesting. So if you want to join a WhatsApp group, if you become a gladiator and a godfather, you can join our dedicated WhatsApp groups and meet like-minded people. Which book would I love to write myself? I don't know. I came across this book though. It's not that I wish I would write I but like if I ever wanted to write something, I would want to write something like this book that I wrote, this book that I recommended. It's called I can't remember the name of the book. It's called I recommended it in one of the episodes. The Insomniac City, New York. Oliver and I. The reason why I love this book is not because of the content, but because of how it's placed. It's a memoir, of course. And I think I'm really good at that. But also, I will creep out a lot of people if I actually write a memoir. But then it also has beautiful photographs. They're just black and white. And it's about New York. And it's photographs from all over New York. And it's such a beautiful book. This was the book that made me want to move cities. And I so want to move to New York for at least 3 to 4 months and visit that store in New York that is dedicated to pencils. Mm, okay, just give me a second. Yeah, okay. What are your views on Stoicism? I really like it. I'm actually a supporter of Stoicism. I actually started reading more about philosophy this year. So I went ahead and bought a lot of books. Surprisingly, I started at what they say with the one of the easiest books, I guess, but one like they discuss one of the most difficult philosophers, as my friends tell me, it's Heidegger. I started there and then I just gave up. But yeah, I really liked Stoicism. This was one thing that I could relate to a lot. It made sense. Mm, ever read Self Development and Self Help? Yes, I've tried, but I don't know if I would recommend any. I'm rewatching House of Cards after 6 years now. I find it pretty different and enjoyable. I can, hmm yeah, I hate office politics. Just keep me out of them. I don't really have the time to invest in such things. And it's 17 already. I'm gonna go now. I'm yet to complete today's The Hindu. I bought I love the news. I love reading the newspaper, but I wasn't able to take out time to read it, so I bought an e-subscription of The Hindu. Guess who wasted their money? Uh, cool. So, dude, this stream is really nice, but I think I will leave now because I was supposed to leave, I don't know, a good 30 minutes ago, and I'm still here. But that's, yep, this was pretty good. And I will see you guys again next week with a surprise because it's Christmas time and call me an idiot, but I like the holiday. October ke baad I'm just eating food and doing nothing because it's Diwali, Dashera, Christmas and everything. And until Lodi, I will just be in the holiday mood. But yeah, next week it's going to be the Christmas Eve, and maybe we'll have some surprise planned for you guys. And if you guys haven't watched the video essay that Hindol has worked on, please do so. Team ने बहुत मेहनत करी and everyone is so excited about it and it feels like a personal accomplishment because it's the first essay on the channel. That's one. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe to Chalchitra Talks. Become a patron and YouTube community members if you like what we do. And support us. It will really help us a lot. And I will be back with a dedicated pencil stream in at least a few weeks before the end of this year, hopefully. And yeah, and if you guys want to write to me, you can, of course, write to me on Vaani@chalchitratalks.com. If you don't like me and you would rather talk to Vaibhav, there's also Vaibhav@chalchitratalks.com, and you can get in touch with him there. Or you can slide into my DMs. I usually try and answer every DM that I can, but I'm really sorry if I failed to answer any of yours. My Instagram handle is Vaani Mahesh, or you can also get to me on Twitter, which is Vaani Mahesh again. But yeah, this was pretty cool. And we'll meet again on Monday. Monday ko book quiz hota hai. We started the book quiz as well. There are so many things that are happening on the channel, guys. It's it's a nice period. We are growing and we are experimenting with new stuff. So it's really nice that way. And I hope you like it as well. So I'll take your leave now. Hope you have an amazing night and an amazing week ahead. And yep, that's about it. And I'll stop now. Good night. Bye.